And staying on this topic, I want to go to Petrolia, California now. That's where the editor of Counterpunch, Alexander Cockburn, is standing by. Hey there, Alexander. We just showed a report that showed many possible presidential candidates for 2012 heading to Israel. It seems like it's definitely a trend that's not only happened now, but that's happened over the last few decades. What do you make of all this?
It's a feature of American politics. American politics are controlled by, factional groups, obviously. I mean, not to talk about the Israeli lobby. The Miami Cubans, for example, have had a huge influence on American foreign policy ever since the late 50s because it's an important electoral state. The Jewish vote in New York and California is extremely important politically. Therefore, every political candidate who aspires to be president of the United States, aspires to be a member of the U.S. Congress, has to deal with the Israeli lobby and the organizations that purport to represent that lobby.
Let's broaden this a little bit. Can you make any comparisons in terms of what other groups get this kind of treatment, these kind of visits? I mean, Christian right in this country, Muslims in other country, or do we think that Israel is sort of at the top when it comes to these visits that are becoming, I mean, I would even say mandatory?
Oh, they've been mandatory for years. Other important lobbies? Well, you could start with the defense industrial complex. Why is the defense budget higher than it's ever been, even though the U.S. military is smaller and there's no longer the Soviet Union to justify all the expense? That's hooked into the Israeli lobby, by the way. But no, it's one of the most powerful lobbies in the United States, no question about it.
I want to also switch gears. Throughout the show, we've been talking a lot about the situation in Libya. I'm just wondering your take. Certainly, it's very interesting to see, just thinking back when I saw the way that the English reacted, not the leaders, but the public reacted when, Great Britain sort of went side by side with the U.S. in Iraq. Now Great Britain seems to be instigating, in some ways, what's going on in Libya. I feel like David Cameron's been pretty gung-ho, even though the public there remains pretty overwhelmingly against it. Do you have any insight into this?
Well, I would have said the French would have been perhaps as important, even maybe more important than the British, because it was, after all, Sarkozy, whose popularity in France is around 20% right now, who was the one who suddenly, amazingly, recognized the Benghazi rebels as the legitimate government of Libya. This is an extraordinary event.
I forget somebody said that Sarkozy was not only launching bombs, but perhaps launching his re-election campaign. I thought that was really interesting.
Well, he's trying to save his political neck. But in this country, and people talk about oil, I don't think oil is a factor in this at all. In this country, the inspirers of this, I think, utterly insane military venture, probably as stupid as anything since Napoleon tried to invade Russia in 1812, it's absolutely amazingly stupid, is because you had that, what we call liberal interventionist lobby, which was, Rice in the UN, Hillary Clinton, and the advisor in Samantha Power in the White House, who were pushing for intervention. At a certain point, Obama felt that he was politically exposed, and although I don't believe Obama was keen on intervention at all, nor is the U.S. military or Secretary of the Defense Gates, they felt they had to go along. Of course, the joke is that eastern Libya is basically the people who are the rebels. They provided in the Iraq war more young men to commit suicide against the U.S. in Iraq than any other country.
All right, unfortunately, we're out of time. Alexander Cockburn, editor of Counterpunch. Thanks so much.